I've been waiting for this a very long time. I want to start by saying what a beautiful wedding. We're all thrilled and frankly still surprised Bobby was able to find someone as wonderful as Sarah. We're also surprised this wedding even happened, considering we didn't get the invitations until about a week ago. I mean, talk about indecisive. Has anyone else ever been to a wedding with 3 best men? I also know their registry was pretty late to go up, so they wanted me to make a very important announcement. Please Venmo any wedding gifts to username Olivia Smith 2. Some of you who know my family well may be thinking it's finally payback time. Does my speech tonight have something to do with my dear little brother mercilessly roasting me at my wedding? Definitely. Thanks to me, Bobby is now internet famous. The video of him roasting me has millions of views on YouTube alone. Who knew the little devil could be so funny? I first met Bobby in the 90s. And back then, much like Bill Cosby, we all thought he was more innocent than the man sitting before us today. As a child, his nickname was Bobby the Bad Boy Barbarian. He used to have a boomerang he'd throw through the house, and if it hit everyone in the head, including the dog, then it was a perfect day for the little bastard. I mean barbarian. Bobby's favorite thing to do was misbehave. When I was bad, almost never, my mom would give me a timeout in my bedroom. But when Bobby was bad, my mom would lock him in the laundry room. Little Bobby didn't respect rules, still doesn't. Maybe that's why he spent one too many nights in the slammer. Well, one day Bobby got a timeout. As soon as the door locked, we thought we were safe, until we looked across the room to the other side of the house, and through our sliding glass door to the backyard, we saw Bobby standing there butt naked and urinating on the flowers. He had crawled through the laundry room's dog door to escape his prison, a move that would serve him later when he actually ended up in one. Young Bobby grew to be a young adult, carrying with him what can only be described as a demonic personality. His ways of evading morals and ethics would cross over into adulthood, making him a wonderful lawyer. Bobby eventually came to excel in one area of expertise: black market drugs. You see, Bobby and Sarah have a beautiful cat, you've already heard by now, named Corvald. By the way, if you're thinking, what kind of name is Corvald? We're all thinking that. Bobby is so obsessed with the name and the cat, he offered me all of his money to call my future child Corvald Jr. So little Corey is due in December, and Bobby is, once again, back to bankruptcy. Anyway, Sarah has always been a great inspiration to Bobby, encouraging him to help others, to save animals, but even kind Sarah couldn't foresee how this cat would corrupt her future husband. Corey was sick. Bobby was heartbroken when the vet said his son wouldn't make it. So Bobby turned to the dark web, searching hardcore narcotics to cure cats. This is a true story. This drug-fueled journey led him to a black market underground network of people selling illegal yet life-saving drugs. He met dealers at private and hidden locations, And that's when he assumed a new identity. Half man, half cat, and the protector of Gotham City. His public identity is Bobby Smith, wannabe billionaire industrialist and notorious playboy. But at night, he is the Catman. I should also note that drugs worked and saved Corey's life. My brother has always had a flair for the dramatics. When we were young, Bobby and I spent a summer with my mom's parents, Nona and Pop-Up. Bobby shared a room with Pop-Up and I bunked up with Nona. The first night in town, Bobby thought Pop-Up would be lonely without Nona since she was in the other room with me. So he waited for the lights to go out, popped on a wig, jumped out of his bed into Pop-Up's bed, crawled under the covers and yelled, "I'm Nona!" Mostly what I remember the rest of that summer is Nona chasing Bobby around with a wooden spoon. She'd yell, "Bobby, you come here right now and face the spoon!" Bobby knew what the wooden spoon meant in an Italian family, a serious butt smacking. So when he couldn't outrun her anymore, he snatched the spoon out of her hands, ran to the couch, put the spoon halfway into the couch under the cushion, and sat on it until it snapped in half, like the little mafioso he was. Although he's had a penchant for disobeying and a record as a known convict and felon, he has some sort of innate charisma that blinds people to his dark side. My family has referred to Bobby as the Prince since he was 12. That's when he got his hair cut like a prince, short, stiff bangs and a bob, and started strutting his stuff. Ever since, he has demanded to be called the Prince. When Bobby found out I was pregnant earlier this year, he said he couldn't wait for his first nephew to arrive. He proclaimed, "I will be Prince Uncle Bobo!" Shortly after I told him the news, I found a notebook on my parents' table. I picked it up only to realize it was no ordinary notebook. It was what appeared to be Bobby's journal. And right there on the page it was open to, it said, "My nephew, pros and cons." Yeah, he's a real sicko. Pros had things like cute and new member of the family. Cons had things like, will I be dethroned as the prince? Will he become the family favorite? I started to get a little nervous until I looked again at the pros and saw something circled in heavy red ink at the bottom. It said, "Nephew equals free labor." And that's when I knew the pros had outweighed the cons and I didn't have to worry, except for the fact that my son most likely will be used as free labor by his Uncle Bobo. Now, Bobby loves Sarah very much, and to prove his love for her, he bought her a diamond ring. But not any diamond. A blood diamond. When he proposed, he got down on one knee and said, "In America, it's bling bling. But out here, it's bling bang, bro." Now I'd like to present the newlyweds with my wedding gift. Many of you may not know this, but my speech tonight is being sponsored by Bobby's favorite butter, Kerrygold. Hashtag buy Kerrygold. You see, Bobby's second job is running a butter blog. Plug, follow Real Butter Bob on Instagram for more. I also recently learned Sarah had a cat named Butter as a child. So clearly their relationship was laid on a foundation of butter. And now here is my gift, Bobby and Sarah, a statuette I had molded for you out of, you guessed it, butter! I'll leave it for you right here to snack on later. Sarah, thank you for putting up with my little brother. I always thought Bobby was smart, but I didn't realize just how smart until he chose to spend his life with you. He managed to score a true 10. Bobby, my best advice to you for marriage, if at first you don't succeed, try doing it the way your wife told you. I want to end this speech on a special note. If you two can look into each other's eyes, just look into one another's eyes real quick, and just know that the person you're looking at right now is statistically most likely to murder you. Just kidding, you two. Unless Bobby drives you crazy, then Sarah, you have my full permission. We're so happy for you. Let's raise a toast to the newlyweds, Bobby and Sarah!